Assalamu alaikum. Peace be upon you. I have been already introduced. Shamshad Ahmad, I was born and raised in India. I came here in Albany 31 years ago, and I got stuck here. So you might consider me a true Albanian. And based on that, I welcome you here to this city. To me, you are the conscience of America. When I was growing up in India as a student, I was a student activist. Naturally, United States was very special to a curious student. It's a history, it's a constitution, it's a stand on human rights, it's a stand on democracy, being itself a model democracy, an icon of justice system. This appealed me as a student, and I talked about it publicly and in conferences and in meetings. When I go back, I don't feel that I'm living in the same country. Things are very different. United States, which was fighting for liberation, the aim and the goal was to liberate the countries, to provide the human rights, to respect the dignity of the people, irrespective of where. It became the victim to do just the opposite. Occupy the countries, bomb them left and right, kill them, not in hundreds, not in thousands, in hundreds of thousands. Displace the people, not in hundreds, not in thousands, not even in hundreds of thousands, in millions. Do we know? Are we aware? Are we watching? As a student, I saw the country under supervision of the Congress, the Senate, the judiciary system, the media, the journalism. What happened to all those? It got evaporated. What happened during these past few years? I'm surprised. I feel myself that I'm living in a different country really than I had encountered during my student life, and that it was really, but practically how slowly it changed. And it changed by politicians in a very clever way. And everyone became victim of that. Journalism died, judiciary died, Congress became the yes man of the president or the presidents. Army was sent, military was sent wherever desired. False accusations and proofs were put forward to fool the people, and so on. That's what is happening, and we are watching. When Muslim Solidarity Committee and the Salam Project, support and legal advocacy of Muslims, asked me to speak in front of you, I said, why I? And they told me that because I am the inner one. Being a Muslim, being part of the Muslim society, being the part of this society or so, I understand many things which others don't. And I agreed. Actually, that's very much true. I remember a joke the moral of which is that there was an accident, rail accident, train accident in Egypt, and many people got injured and killed. And medical facilities were very limited, ambulances were limited, doctors were limited. So the doctors and ambulances reached at the accident scene. Then the doctors decided that we cannot attend to everyone. So the best strategy is here. Let us separate the dead people on this side and the injured people on this side so that the ambulance can carry them. Forget about this, we can bury them later and so on. No mixing up. Then people were carrying, nurses and other people were carrying bodies considered to be dead. The doctor used to look at the body and say, look at the person, injured person, say, put on this side and put on this side. So there was a person severely injured, but he was not dead. They were carrying to the dead side. And he is begging that I'm not dead. Why you are bringing me here? And the people and the nurses who were carrying them said, shut up. You know better or the doctor knows better? So that is the situation here. Everybody is doctor here. The TV pundits, the radio talk hosts, the Tea Party guys. Everybody talks about Muslims are this, Islam is this way and that way. It's a dead, hopeless, this or that, trouble, source of trouble, all this. Please ask us if really you want to know. If there is any sincerity, bring a Muslim to ask what is going on. So as a Muslim, I congratulate you. You made a lot of sacrifices, not only to this conference, of your decisions, to sacrifice your time and money and effort for the sake of conscience. If something is going wrong, it has to be corrected. And many things are going wrong. And therefore, the hope is with you. War does not solve problem. It creates problem. All kinds of problem. Peace does not create any problem. It brings all kinds of solutions. Unfortunately, it is the decision which is in politicians and their lobbyists' hands. And they manipulate the situation and create violence locally or throughout the world or globally because it benefits politicians and it benefits the lobbying groups behind that. Everyone else suffers, and we are suffering. There is no doubt about it. Everyone feels we are suffering. But people, either they don't have conscience or they have some benefit out of this. They are supporting this nonsense practice going on. In the early days of humanity, people did not have much resources, did not have much intellect, did not have much understanding of the situation, and therefore they used to go to war. Why somebody should go to war today? It's one village. The whole world is one village. Everyone is educated. Everyone has the past history behind him or her to know what the war has done or what it can achieve. It complicates the situation. People don't realize how much sacrifices are made, how many drones are dropped where they should not be, how many missiles go to targets where they should not be. It benefits only politicians, as I mentioned, and their supporters and their groups. We, as a peace activists, people of intellect and rational and care, I think we should give this message to the politicians that yes, we can do. The money and the effort put behind the war, if even we get a fraction of it in the form of help to education or to make the contribution in terms of teachers, rather than sending the army, we should send teachers. We should send, rather than bombs, we should send computers. We should send nurses. We should send food. We should send clothes. We should send books. We should establish schools and hospitals. That is the way to go about it, and that's the way we can bring result and peace. Therefore, we as activists, peace-loving people, people of conscience, should concentrate on this, that let there be a revolution through education, not through the military barrels. At home, after 9/11, everything changed. The society changed, journalism changed, judiciary changed, and Muslims changed. Muslims were made to be boogeymen. All mosques were put under surveillance. All Muslims of any visibility, of any value, were put under surveillance. All businesses put under surveillance. And since no terrorist or terrorist tendencies were found in this country, in this society, because we Muslims come over here, see an opportunity, and we want to be part of this society and share the prosperity and the concern of this society. We don't have time for terrorism in this country. But politicians have interest to create a situation, a circumstance where they can benefit. They can take advantage. They can have photo opportunity. After 9/11, it was concluded that this unfortunate evil event happened because of intelligence failure. And therefore, intelligence agencies like CIA and FBI were given enormous budget, enormous manpower, and enormous resources, and enormous leeway that you can do anything to protect this country. Even you do something against legal things, against the US Constitution, no problem. And actually, that's what was done. So FBI planned this, that they write a fictional plan that they have to catch some terrorist in this particular locality, and the locality is not limited to 1, 2, or a dozen. There are hundreds of places and hundreds of cities. That they write a plan and pick up a person or persons in the name of informant and train them. And they go and develop friendship and execute those plans. Hundreds of agents are behind that, and many months are taken, and unfortunately some innocent people, because of their gossip and because of certain circumstances, they are arrested, and a big national event is declared that terrorists have been arrested and captured, and they are prosecuted, again based on very many deceitful and the so-called classified and secret evidence in the court, by frightening the jury, and then they are sent to do their time in prisons, which is called preemptive prosecution. We, people of conscience, have to be very much aware of this phenomenon which is going on and fight against it and stop it. At the end, this is my experience in this book, how the FBI thinks, how FBI executes, what goes in during the trial and the courts, what goes to the jury's mind, how the jury is frightened, and how the conviction is obtained, and how people are sent to prisons. If you have time, please benefit from it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.